Hi, so the second female archetype, right? So we're going to talk about the boss woman. Such a. Okay, so the boss woman in the movie, she's like mean, she's all smart, she calls you out, she does it publicly, she has no manners, she mostly does not deserve to be where she is, but she's there. And if she deserves to be there, then she's labeled as the boss woman, which is not necessarily the nicest term to use for anybody. She deserves what's coming for her if she steps on too many toes, etc., etc., etc. That's the boss woman. Um, and while this is easy to believe and this is palpable and this is how we want to kind of monstrosize the successful woman, I think let's go a little deeper here. So the simplest thing is, as somebody who's been in a leadership position from the time I was very young, 23, 24, I can very simply tell you that a lot of this stereotyping is flawed. And the reason it is flawed is because, first of all, it's very hard to be a leader. And what you would forgive in a man, you would not forgive in a woman. So, if at a young age you're running a company, you will deal with a lot of mistrust. You will also deal with, or at any age for that matter, you will deal with a lot of mistrust. You'll deal with a lot of passive aggression, because there's people don't always push back in an obvious way. They push back in many multiple ways, and there are archetypes of how pushback happens. They'll question your decisions. They will be passive aggressive. They will delay things. They will not respond on time. They will not communicate well. They will be doubtful. They will talk behind your back. They'll criticize you in rooms where it matters that you have a good image, or you're spoken well with. They will not turn up at the last minute. All sorts of things happen, right? And as a leader, what happens is you have to do what you have to do. So you end up kind of doing what's needed. And if you come through despite all the objection that comes your way, you are a little resented. But you also hone your instincts. You also realize that when somebody is wasting your time, you realize when somebody is not being truthful, if somebody is not doing their job, you actually just have a better sense of it. Like the easiest thing to do is to kind of make you repeat yourself multiple times and to pretend that as if your instruction was not clear. I think the simplest thing that is done to a woman is to make her believe that what she said was not what she said. She didn't mean it. But clarity is, I think, is not really appreciated, and your clarity is questioned under the scanner at all times. I think it's really important for young girls, especially if they're in leadership positions, if they're doing startups, if they're doing their own D2C plans, and if they're doing their own creator journeys, etc., that you don't allow this. Call them out, but do it nicely. Why am I saying that? Because relationships are critical to build a career, and you cannot do this alone. Even if you're a one-person company, you would need a network to kind of work with. It really isn't about men, women, or any gender that you work with. It's actually just as the position that you hold. The moment there's a boss tag attached to you, your responsibility increases, and you will do whatever it takes to fulfill that responsibility. And you should not feel guilty about that. Not everybody is willing to take responsibility. Everybody is out there to get you. In some sense, right? They want to see you fail, and the people who want to succeed are normally more successful than you or more evolved than you, and and you have to hire people smarter than you. And when you hire people smarter than you, one of the things to look for in smartness is emotional smartness. These are the people who will prop you up, who will make sure that you succeed and they succeed, because they realize that, if you are in a good space, then they will also benefit from that. So this boss woman is, I think, just like some jealous writer wrote it, because they couldn't be the boss themselves and they could just write about it. I think they just wrote this archetype. I think it really has no legs to stand on.